Brittney Griner, who was imprisoned in Russia in a man's prison, which I had no idea about.
Brittney Griner is under fire for extremely aggressive behavior portrayed toward Caitlin Clark, the rookie from last year, the one that has everybody's focus in the WNBA. And this incident has, of course, gone viral online, but also sparked up some other skeletons in Brittney's closet that she probably wants to.
Brittney Griner has reportedly gone into full panic mode after startling medical information emerged in the aftermath of her incident involving Caitlin Clark. Details revealed by doctors have sent shockwaves through the WNBA and beyond, challenging everything previously believed about the situation. League officials are now scrambling. Griner has remained silent, and new information is beginning to surface.
Caitlin Clark. Now, Brittney Griner literally represents the woke trifecta in sports. She is black, she is gay, and she is a woman. However,
the bigger shock may be the contrast between what doctors have reportedly revealed and the WNBA's complete silence regarding those medical findings. The league's landscape has been thrown into turmoil, and Brittney Griner is said to be under intense pressure for reasons that extend beyond her on-court incident involving Caitlin Clark. Medical professionals have come forward with claims they describe as significant, casting earlier comments attributed to Griner in a very different light. Meanwhile, the continued silence from both Griner and league officials has raised growing concern and speculation.
Riley's point, though, I think it is important. If the inverse had been said by a white person, just imagine the outrage that would be taking place right now. There is just so much hypocrisy in every institution, but particularly the WNBA, who are very fond of virtue signaling. But even when it comes to Brittney's exchange for like the Merchant of Death, which is insane, by the way, but had that been just like a straight white girl, my guess is that straight white girl would probably still be rotting.
Let's begin with what occurred during the now widely discussed game. Brittney Griner was involved in a physical play with Caitlin Clark that many viewers interpreted as intentional, followed by footage that appeared to capture Griner speaking as she left the court. The video circulated widely, with commentators and lip-reading analysts offering differing interpretations of what was said. However, the narrative took an unexpected turn when medical professionals reviewing the footage looked beyond the verbal exchange. Their analysis focused on Griner's physical movements and behavioral cues during the incident. According to those professionals, certain observations raised questions that extended beyond the original controversy. These assessments, they argue, are not speculative but are presented as professional observations that warrant further review. As a result, the situation has drawn increased scrutiny and placed pressure on the WNBA to address issues it has so far declined to comment on.
But apparently, Brittney Griner is, in fact, a man. And one of the videos that give us cause to say that is this video. It is from her Instagram stories from years and years ago. It says on here 109 weeks ago, and I believe this was screenshotted and posted a year ago. So quite a while. Let's go ahead and watch this, and we'll talk about what we think after.
One of the issues drawing attention from commentators was Brittney Griner's physical build and athletic profile. Some analysts who focus on sports performance began scrutinizing her frame and movement patterns, comparing them to typical ranges seen across elite athletes. They pointed to aspects such as posture, strength distribution, and biomechanics as part of their discussion, emphasizing that elite competitors can vary widely in physical characteristics. The analysis extended beyond appearance, with commentators referencing voice projection, movement mechanics, and Griner's past injury record. Taken together, these observations fuel debate in online and media circles, prompting renewed discussion about how athlete eligibility and evaluation are handled at the professional level. It is important to note that these discussions remain speculative and have not been supported by any official medical findings. Nevertheless, the controversy has increased pressure on the WNBA to clarify its policies and address growing public scrutiny surrounding the situation.
nation is to say that this person is not a female. Firstly, because this was actually posted to Brittney's personal Instagram. And when it comes to Instagram, they use a combination of like AI detection and plus manual surveyors, but specifically the AI detection to make sure that no explicit content ends up on the platform. So clearly whatever AI detection system was used when Brittney posted this and it stayed up for 106 weeks was not like, oh, this is a bare female chest, we have to take this down. It obviously assumed that Brittney was male and therefore being topless on the platform was totally fine. It did not constitute.
The pressure Brittney Griner is reportedly facing extends beyond potential consequences for her remarks. Commentators suggest the growing concern stems from broader questions being raised publicly, questions that, if pursued, could have wider implications for her career and the league. Some observers argue that long-standing eligibility standards in women's sports have not been sufficiently examined, adding to the tension surrounding the situation. From a medical discussion standpoint, online analysts have pointed to past public images of Griner, including social media posts, as part of their broader debate. These commentators claim to see physical traits they personally interpret as unusual, though such assessments remain subjective and unsupported by any verified medical evaluation. No official findings have been released, and no governing body has indicated that Griner's eligibility is under review. Nonetheless, the persistence of these claims has intensified scrutiny and fueled calls for greater transparency from the WNBA regarding its policies, while Griner herself has not publicly addressed the speculation.
The WNBA's Brittney Griner is in fact a man. And where a lot of this actually surfaced from, and I mean, you guys could probably say like, yo, isn't it obvious? Like her voice, you know, there's a lot of things that you can kind of look towards. However, this video actually resurfaced. It's an Instagram story from, I believe it says 109 weeks ago. I can't see from here, but over 2 years ago, that this video was recorded and it was recently leaked on Twitter. So Kelly, if we can go ahead and play this video, please, and then we'll have a discussion.
Some commentators argue that the controversy surrounding Brittney Griner has expanded beyond her conduct during the game involving Caitlin Clark. They point to social media moderation decisions, including how certain images were handled by automated systems, as part of a broader debate about how technology interprets content, though no platform has offered an explanation or linked those decisions to biological classification. Others have drawn attention to Griner's durability, recovery, and physical performance over her career, comparing her resilience to patterns observed across elite athletes. Sports science experts note, however, that such traits can vary widely and are influenced by training, genetics, and professional conditioning rather than serving as definitive indicators of anything else. Mental health professionals commenting on the incident have cautioned against drawing conclusions from limited footage, emphasizing that intense competitive environments can produce heightened emotional reactions without implying deeper psychological issues. No verified evaluations have been released, and Griner has not been diagnosed with any condition. Despite this, online debate continues to escalate, with some voices calling for clearer communication from the WNBA regarding its policies and standards. To date, the league has not indicated that any review or testing related to Griner's eligibility is underway. Some commentators have gone so far as to outline the types of evaluations they believe could settle ongoing debates, citing examples such as eligibility reviews or standardized medical assessments used in elite sports. However, no governing body has announced that any such process is being considered in this case. The WNBA has not publicly addressed the speculation, which critics describe as a lack of transparency. Despite repeated calls from commentators for clarification, independent review, or a statement outlining league procedures, officials have declined to comment on the matter or indicate that any eligibility review is underway. This silence has fueled broader questions about league policies and verification standards in professional women's sports. Analysts are debating how eligibility decisions are made, what documentation is required, and who is responsible for oversight. Issues they argue are central to maintaining competitive integrity. Others have suggested that the controversy carries potential legal and reputational implications if league policies were ever found to be inconsistently applied. At this point, however, no investigation has been announced, No findings have been released, and Brittney Griner's competitive record remains unchanged. The controversy has expanded into broader debates about competitive fairness, league transparency, and athlete safety, with commentators questioning whether existing WNBA policies adequately address eligibility, conduct, and accountability. Critics argue that the league's silence has intensified concerns about integrity, potential legal exposure, and the long-term impact on women's sports. While no official findings or investigations have been announced, the situation has fueled calls for clearer standards, stronger oversight, and greater protection for athletes as the WNBA faces mounting pressure to respond.